One of the few markets in Africa that has made a positive year-to-date return is the Zambian Stock Exchange. And to unpack why that's so, Simon Reid, Head of Institutional Trading at Imara Africa Securities, joins me. Thanks very much for your time this morning, Simon. Now,
Pleasure.
We've got the LUSC up 15% year-to-date. That's followed closely by Botswana, Tanzania and Ghana. Is this a per capita GDP growth story really just taking place?
Largely it is. Again, you've got countries that 10 years ago were in significant trouble. So economic policies have improved and we're starting to see the benefit of all of those coming through. Obviously in Zambia's case, it's very much, and even Tanzania, it's very much a commodity-based story. So, higher copper prices, miners getting back to work after the crash of the end of 2008. It's all just a really good story, and that's coincided with coherent economic policy.
Now, British American Tobacco Zambia reported some strong results for the first half of the year. Profit before tax rising by 100% to 29 billion kwacha. Strong recovery there in margins. Tell us about this company's business model and why it's working in its favor now.
Okay, it's a very simple business model, which they changed a number of years ago, and again, the benefits of that are coming through. The manufacturing is not really an issue, although Zambia does produce quite a lot of tobacco these days. It usually gets sent to places like Zimbabwe for processing. So BAT Zambia is merely an importer and distributor of its own products, which are made either in East Africa or in Zimbabwe. So the business model is nice and easy to run. It's just a question of making sure that your supply chain and so on is all correct.
Strong dividends also.
Strong dividend,
yield.
yeah. I mean, that was what we were expecting. It's come through a little bit later than we were expecting it, but on a 9% dividend yield and an operating margin of 22.5%, it's a really compelling business. And as I say, without the manufacturing capacity, it's quite simple to run.
Yeah, and simple to understand. Then let's take a look at some of the other stocks on the exchange that you're looking at this point in time. Where would you be putting your money if you had to invest in Zambia?
We still like Zambia Sugar, which again they've after their rights issue they have increased production capacity by I think about 25%, all of which will be exported.
Where are they exporting to mainly?
To the EU. A lot of that sugar go obviously.
Is that a concern though going forward if you say Europe's their main market?
It shouldn't be, because in the quota-based system they should be protected. I mean, sugar is obviously a universally demanded product in really large volumes. There will be other countries that export to the EU that will fall by the wayside first, simply because they don't have that sort of prearranged agreement where they can sell their offtake there. So we like that stock a lot. We also, Zambeef is starting to get into nice value territory, given the problems that they've had, but they seem to have swallowed all of those and they've bedded down their new acquisitions and so on. And we are starting to see some buying coming in at below 3,000 kwacha.
Now, of course, Zambia has entered a new era with President Sata being sworn in. He's pledged to improve the lives of Zambians and also said that foreigners are welcome to do business in the country as long as they adhere to local labour laws. Are we likely to see any policy changes that could influence listed companies or the capital market going forward?
I don't think in the listed space you're going to see any meaningful changes there. What he will do, I mean, he is a champion of the downtrodden. He will probably ensure that the playing field is levelled. So Chinese investors and so on will probably have to toe the line along with any other type of foreign investor, which can't be bad news for the country. And it's unlikely that the president's going to undo all of the really good economic gains that they've achieved over the last 10 years. Undoubtedly he will change a few things, but I don't think he's going to commit economic suicide.
Well, that's what most people are saying. They are saying that we're not going to see some major changes there in economic policy. So thank you very much for those insights today, Simon.
Pleasure.
Simon Reid, Head of Institutional Trading at Imara Africa Securities.